What's that one indulgence that you refuse to give up no matter how tight your budget gets? Every one of us has those little luxuries that we love to indulge in, even though we're frugal by nature and frugal by heart. Today, I want to share with you those 9 indulgences that no matter how frugal I am, I'm just not going to let go of. Hi everybody, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you don't know me, I'm the owner of FrozenPennies.com. I'm a financial coach, and as a family, we are debt-free. Yes, those little indulgences. I know we all have them. So while I'm going through my list, please let me know in the comments if any of these are your indulgences. If you have other ones, please share with the community in the comments. We'd all love to know what you choose to spend your money on when it comes to fun. Number 1, K-Cups. I know they're not great for the environment. I know that I can get refillable ones. I know that I could get a 5-pack of refillable ones and have them all ready to go for every single morning. However, I really have grown accustomed to the taste of the K-Cups that I'm using, and I like them. And I have found 100 K-Cups for less than $30 at BJ's Warehouse. It's a bargain as far as the whole K-Cup thing goes, and I just don't want to give it up. Now, I also have a K-Cup machine that also has a little grinder in it. So there are times when I will also indulge in organic whole bean coffee, so I can grind my own and have a special cup of coffee as well. But for the most part, K-Cups is my everyday go-to for my morning cup of joe. Next, weekly Starbucks runs. Now, I am not an everyday drive-through Starbucks kind of person because I don't really go anywhere. Most of the time, I work from home and I stay home. I like it here. But when I do go out once a week, whether it's for a grocery run, a grocery pickup, a dentist appointment, whatever it may be, if I'm going by a place that sells Starbucks, like Target, our Barnes & Noble, or Starbucks itself, I'm probably gonna swing by and grab myself a grande soy latte, hot, no foam decaf. The Starbucks run are a small luxury that I can squeeze into my budget every single month, every single week for me, that isn't going to cost me a fortune. It's about $28, so it's under $30 a month for a once a month splurge at Starbucks. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's a great way to get me out of the house. It's almost like blackmailing myself. I know that if I go out to do a grocery run or to do errands, I know it's a little treat for me that I'm going to get that Starbucks. Another luxury that I have is probably too many streaming services. Now, we don't have cable, and on my Facebook page, we got into a great conversation about cable and streaming services and what's the best way to go. Now, some people went to things like Hulu Live or YouTube Live because they really like that live part of those streaming services, but it's still half the price of cable. Now, for us, right now, we just have internet, and we have Hulu without commercials, and the price of that is going up again, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to have that. We have Amazon Prime, we have Netflix, but it's only for the month because Lincoln Lawyer Season 3 is coming out, and I really liked that show, so I got it only for the month. We also have Paramount for my husband's football. And that's really it, I think. And we find enjoyment in those. And I do tend to switch them out as needed. Now, I did hear that Ted Lasso was coming back for a 4th season on Apple. So whenever that does happen, I will absolutely wait until all episodes drop, and then I'll get Apple TV for that month so I can binge watch Ted Lasso. And I'll probably just watch all 3 previous seasons too, because it's that good. Quality haircuts. Now, there was a time way back in the day when I first started YouTube that I was cutting my own hair, and I was okay with that. Especially during the pandemic, I was perfectly fine doing that. As a matter of fact, before the pandemic, I was cutting my own hair. Then I decided I needed a change. I needed to switch it up a little bit. I wanted to go a little shorter. I tried supercuts, had a good experience, then I had a terrible experience. Now I've found somebody that she's great, she's local to me, and she only charges $30 for my haircut. It's a fantastic compromise. I get a professional looking haircut, it's consistent, and it fits in my frugal budget. I don't know that I'll ever go back again to cutting my own hair. I mean, I may. You never know what's going to happen. I should never say never. But I really do like this style, and I really think that it works well for me. And as I've gotten older, I think it just needs to be a little shorter. Now, because I don't spend a lot of money other places when it comes to beauty, hair, nails, spa treatments, and such, I can balance out the measly, wonderful $30 that she charges me and make a trade-off. I also buy as much organic as possible. Now, I do follow the Dirty Dozen, the Clean 15 rule, stick to it as much as I can, but there are a lot of things that I really just rather buy organic. Perfect example. My son, the one with special needs, he takes medicine, and we crush the medicine and put it into applesauce twice a day. It's very important for me, if nothing else, I buy organic applesauce for him. Because he eats a large quantity of it often, it's very important for me that he's consuming as much of that organic applesauce as I can afford. I have found that Trader Joe's is the best place to get organic applesauce. It's the least amount of money that I have found. Although it's about a 45-minute drive, I go about once every season down and buy in bulk. The same thing goes for organic meats. I like to do as much organic meat as I can afford. Sometimes that's harder than other times, but I did just go to Aldi yesterday and their 1 pound of organic grass-fed beef was on sale for $4.71 a pound. Yes, I bought 6. So when I do see that they're cheaper or on sale, I will buy large quantities. This means I'm going to have to balance out the grocery budget someplace else. That probably means there's going to be less snacks being purchased and more homemade stuff happening when we do want it. My husband is on an apple kick. Of course, it is apple season here in upstate New York, and he's been making these little biscuit apple things, little purse things, often, probably every single weekend, and they're delicious. So those are the kinds of things that we're making instead of purchasing the cookies and the pastries. I'm not willing to give up occasional restaurant visits and takeouts. Now, I have read on Facebook about some people who just don't go out to eat. Now, granted, her husband is an excellent cook, so I think that if I had a chef in my family, I probably wouldn't need to order pizza either. But for me, my husband is getting better. As he's retired, he's experimented a little bit more with the grill and with baked goods, but he's not quite chef level yet. So that means that there will be pizza delivery every couple of weeks and maybe an out to eat once a month. I feel like that's still pretty good. Takeout 2 to 3 times a month and a date night once a month. I'm sure that's a lot less than many people are spending on food outside of the house. Eating out is an indulgence. I understand that. I try to keep it to a minimum. But sometimes, A, you just want pizza or a good burger, and B, you just don't feel like cooking. The brain capacity just isn't there. The decision fatigue is a real thing, and sometimes my brain is just too tired to decide what to have for dinner. Quality clothing pieces. For me, everybody's quality level is a little bit different. I'm not just talking LL Bean here, although I can tell you that I have a few good quality LL Bean pieces that I've had for years and are still withstanding the test of time. I actually bought those at a thrift store. I'm also talking about other pieces that are good quality that won't wrinkle and crinkle up or fall apart when you wash them. Amazon has good quality pieces as far as I'm concerned, if you want to compare to, say, Walmart. Although I can tell you this, I've got some t-shirts from Walmart that are still going strong that I've gotten quite a few years ago. But your opinion on quality pieces is going to vary from, say, my opinion on quality pieces. I like being able to shop through Amazon because they have very specific designs in clothing and styles that I like, that flatter my body shape best. So I'm going to lean toward that so I have a bigger selection and can choose exactly what I'm looking for. I really truly do lean more toward a capsule wardrobe. So you will see things in my closet that can be mixed and matched. I have solid bottoms, jeans, some dress pants, a couple of skirts for bottoms that really are more darker black navy blue pieces, and a number of tops. And then I have 5 or 6 sweaters because I love to dress in layers, especially when it starts to get cooler around here, that I will use. Then I also have another portion of my wardrobe that I call my work wardrobe, which just means I work from home. So they're softer, more comfortable pants and a bit of a flowy type shirt that's more comfortable for me to wear. Although I could throw a pair of sneakers on and head out the door and go run errands in those without batting an eye. Consider fabricating your own capsule wardrobe. I love to, every fall, turn all of my hangers the wrong way. And then as I wear things, I turn the hangers the right way. This will give me a really good idea of what I've not worn in the last year, and I can just sell them to ThredUp or sell them in a garage sale or donate them to somebody I know who could use them more than I could. Travel. I am absolutely positively not willing to give up travel. For years and years and years, we could not afford to travel. And it's really hard to travel with a special needs child that doesn't really understand the concept of, say, being quiet in a restaurant or being quiet in a hotel room. That's a real challenge. For years, it was boondocking at New York State campgrounds. Under $20 a night, no water, no sewer, no cable, no air conditioning. Very simple, very primitive camping. That was the extent of our vacations. So now, as we've gotten older and we're debt-free, we have the capability of saving up for better vacations. And because I hate the winter, that's the best time for us to take a vacation. Get out of here in February and chase the sun for just a couple of weeks. It does amazing things for my mental health. There are many ways that you can travel on a budget. I'm going to leave above the video that I just did about traveling on a budget and how to save money on food. There are other ways that you can save money while you travel. You can become members, free members, sign up for free perks in hotel rooms. You can use their continental breakfasts in hotel rooms. You can use apps like Upside to find the cheapest place to get gas if you're traveling. If you're good with credit cards and you can build points, you can use that for airfare as well. If you're not able to travel for weeks at a time, there is always that fantastic weekend getaway. Just relax, unplug, and unwind, and do a little bit of tourist local to you within a few hours of driving. Hobbies and personal interests. I'm just going to give you a few minutes. I want to ask you, if you know me and you've been watching this channel for a hot minute, you know that my favorite thing to spend money on, beside coffee, which I already mentioned, is books. And I read a comment a little while ago that said, buying books is a luxury that you should not give up. I mean, yes, going to the library as much as I possibly can, as a matter of fact, I've got to get there tomorrow to the library, is a great thing to do. It's wonderful to support your local library, and I highly encourage everyone to do it, even if it's just on the Kindle itself. But there is always going to be a nice, solid, full bookshelf in my house. Always. And I go through and we do book swaps, which is fun. I'm going to one of those in a few weeks. But there's something magical for me about buying a book, whether it's buying a digital book for my e-reader or buying physical books. I tend to buy more physical books that are nonfiction, and the e-reader gets all of my fiction. I just read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I couldn't put it down. It was phenomenal. I would love to know, do you have hobbies that cost you some money, but you're just not willing to give up? We don't care, right? It doesn't matter to us if people like it or not that we're spending money on books or gardening or crafting. And if you want to know more about things that I don't care about anymore as I get older, check out the next video.